Good morning. I'm Monique Ruffin, your moon mama. How's everybody doing today? Okay, so we are on the other side of this eclipse window, and the energy is really full still. I can very much feel it. Today is Wednesday. Wednesday is Mercury's day. Today is Wednesday, right? Yeah, Wednesday is Mercury's day. And and Mercury's in retrograde. And so Mercury is the energy of communication, right? It's the energy of um, of our mind and being able to use our mind to create with, to think with, to perceive. Everything is the mind. Nothing goes on without the mind. The mind is the center, meaning that the mind is the projector that creates the pictures that we know inside of ourselves, that creates the information that makes us who we are on some level, on a huge level, and then that also allows us to commune with others. So as the moon has moved into Aquarius. Aquarius is about being your unique and individual self. Um, Let me stop for a second and just say that I put some stuff in my hair, so I needed to like moisturize it. So that's what's going on with my hair this morning. I just washed it. I like to kind of try to address that stuff. I know that's it's like you guys are in my home, and so sometimes this feels so private and personal to me, but it is what it is. And so I'm also grateful that I have access to. I have a platform that I can share what I do and all that sort of stuff. So anyway, I'm sorry. Anyway, so the moon in Aquarius. Yesterday I was out and about and I was shopping for products. I'm going to be creating a product to go along with the work that I do. And I was in a wholesaler's looking, and I started talking to this man, and this black man. He was this beautiful man, and this beautiful black skin, and I was asking because he was buying all sorts of oils and incense and things, and I was like, where are you from and what do you do and all this sort of stuff. He was telling me he's from the Upland Empire, which is further away from me in Los Angeles, and I was asking him what his spirituality is, because it's, the stores are places where they sell incense and things like that and around spirituality. And he was like, I am an evangelist, is what he said. I'm an evangelist for Jesus. And I was like, oh, that's great. That's good. And he was like, do you know Jesus? I said, of course I know Jesus. And is Jesus here? I was like, no, Jesus is not my Lord and Savior, but I do know Jesus. And he said, well, what do you call yourself? I said, well, I call myself what Jesus called himself. He said, what is that? I said, well, when you see me, you see the Father who has sent me. And he was like, I saw him like do a thing, like he had never heard that before. He had never heard anybody say that. And I said, Jesus never called himself the Son of God. The people called him that. But Jesus said, when you see me, you see the Father who has sent me. And he said to me, well, your mother wasn't a virgin. I said, well, how do you know? And he just shook his head. I said, you're making assumptions. You don't know if my mother was a virgin or not. You don't know anything. If God could do it with Jesus, then God could do it anywhere. And it's really important. And the reason I'm telling you this story, because it's so important for us to begin to claim our identities for ourselves and to recognize that we don't need to worship anyone other than ourselves, because in the doing of that, you literally are giving your power source away. It's the same thing that women do unconsciously. We don't know that we're doing it, but this idea that women, we need somebody to protect us. We need somebody to give us. What you're saying is you can't protect yourself. You can't give yourself. You can't, it's a way that we sort of make ourselves like children, in that we don't have the power, the wisdom, the knowing all, or all-knowing information to care for, protect, and create and generate our own lives. That's not to say that we don't need a man or desire a man, but we don't need a man. We desire a man, and partnership is a beautiful thing. But it's important that we understand our own identity in and of ourselves before we go into partnerships or relationships that are anchored in servitude, which is what Christianity is. Like, you serve Jesus, you are beholden, you are subject to those kinds of relationships tie up your energy and bind you from being who you truly are. And so under the Aquarius moon energy, outside of this eclipse, it is time for you to claim your identity for yourself, separate and apart from anyone else. It is time for you to get clear about who you are, what you are capable of, what you are here to do, and to understand the unique purpose that is your life, and to know that you are not going to do it the way that anyone else has done it. So, the information that we're given, like, as people who are Christians, for instance, you're given this idea that that we need this in order to survive. You don't need anything in order to survive except your own relationship with your own divine force and self. That is it. That is the relationship that will sustain you. It is internal. It will lead you in everything that you do and everything that you are and everything that you are to become. And all you need to do is seek it. All you need to do is wake up and ask yourself, who am I? What am I to do today? What can I do that would feel great? What can I do that would lead to more happiness, joy, fulfillment? What could I do that would help me surrender and step out of resistance? And what do I need to let go of? What ideas about myself, limiting ideas, do I need to release and let go of? And so it's very important that we understand these agreements that we make, right? That say, for instance, when I was young, it was like, you need to be married by the time you're 20 something. And I noticed that me and all of my girlfriends, all we talked about was relationship and this desire to be partnered. None of us were talking about who we are and what we want for our lives and our energy and how we want to use it to do great things or be adventurers around the world or create businesses. And we weren't trained that way. But the mind can conceive of anything and do great things, especially now while all of these systems are coming undone. And we're seeing that the old patriarchal system is turning upside down. Literally, one of the things I was studying, and I know I'm all over the place today, but it's because it's early and I'm tired and I didn't sleep last night and all this energy is going on, so just bear with me today. But I was doing some studying. I also study like the cosmos, right? And every several thousand years, like 20-some thousand years, the poles on the earth change. Literally, the earth shifts poles, energy poles. And so we are living through that type of thing on the planet right now. The world is about to change in ways we don't even understand. And that's not something that we need to be afraid of, from what I sense. I don't have all the answers. I'm just listening to my own internal guidance. And I know I see what's going on, and I've studied history. So I know that there are cycles, okay? The cycles are real, and we're living through a huge cycle. And we have an opportunity to wake up inside of our own consciousness and align to our own knowing and wisdom, but it means we have to trust ourselves. It means we have to get to know ourselves, and it means we have to submit our egoic will to the divine will that is within us. It is not something that is outside of us, it is within us. And there are people who have done it. Jesus Christ has done it. Buddha has done it. There are likely thousands and millions of people who have done it that we have not heard of because they are not famous and books have not been written about them and religions have not been birthed around them. But this is the opportunity to wake up into your own divine understanding of yourself. And so I encourage you, under the moon of Aquarius, which is about being your unique self, to ask, who am I uniquely and what am I here to do? And then take some action towards it in some way. I am Monique Ruffin. I am your Moon Mama. Peace and blessings. If you'd like to get a natal chart reading or join my moon class, please check my link tree. Peace and blessings. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.